This bill will be life-changing for many, but it's also, I'm sorry to say, taken far too long to get to this point. The government promised in 2015 to end children's exposure to harmful online material, and then in 2017 committed to making the UK the safest place for children to be online. And as I waited this morning in the freezing cold on the station platform for a train that was late, a fellow passenger spoke to me about the bill. He said how happy he was that action is at last underway to protect children from the dangers of the internet. As a father of 3 young children, he told me it's one of his greatest concerns. And I'm afraid that at the moment, the internet is as lawless as was the Wild West, and children are viewing images of abuse, addiction and self-harm on a daily basis. As others have said, the stats are shocking. Around 3,500 online child sex offences are recorded by police on a monthly basis. And every month, over 1 million UK children access online pornography. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, it's been said that if you join certain popular social media platforms, in the time it takes to make a cup of tea, you will have been introduced to suicidal content. Go on, just kill yourself. You know you want to. So I'm incredibly proud that our government is bringing forward a bill that will change lives for the better, and I hope and expect it will be a best in class for other governments to do likewise. And I want to pay tribute to my right honourable friend, the member for Chippenham, as well as her predecessors, for their ruthless focus on making the online world a safer place. At the end of the day, improving lives is what every MP is here to do, and across this House we should take great delight that at last this bill will have its remaining common stages today. I also want to pay tribute to my honourable friends, the members for Penistone and Stocksbridge and for Stone, for their determination to give the bill even more teeth. And I want to sincerely thank the Secretary of State for her willingness to listen, but not only that, to take action. So new clause 2 brought forward by my honourable friends will not now be moved because the Secretary of State has agreed to bring forward a government amendment when the bill goes to the other place. What new clause 2 sought to achieve was to create a backstop. So if a senior manager in a tech firm knowingly allows harm to be caused to a child, which results in, for example, their abuse or suicide, that manager should be held accountable, and a criminal prosecution with up to 2 years in prison should follow. Now, I fully appreciate that there are many in the tech world who say, first of all, that this will discourage people from taking on new senior roles, and secondly, that it will discourage inward investment in the tech sector in the UK. Madam Deputy Speaker, these are very serious concerns and deserve to be properly addressed. First, with regard to the potential for senior tech staff to be unwilling to take on new roles where there is this accountability, I would argue that my own experience as City Minister in 2015 can provide a good example of why this is an unnecessary concern. Then we were seeking to address the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, and we established the possibility of criminal liability for senior financial services staff. It was argued at the time that this would be incredibly damaging to UK financial services and that people would be unwilling to take on directorships and senior risk roles. Well, I think we can all see clearly that those concerns were unfounded. Some might even say, well, tech firms would say that, wouldn't they? In my view, Madam Deputy Speaker, the likelihood of a criminal prosecution will always be low. But the key difference is that in the future, tech managers, instead of waking up each day thinking only about business targets, will wake up thinking, have I done enough to protect children as I meet my business targets? And that, I'm sure we can agree, would be a very good thing. Secondly, there are those that argue that inward investment to the UK's tech sector could be killed off. And that would indeed be a concern. The UK tech sector leads in Europe and at the end of 22 retained its position as the main challenger to the US and China. Fast-growing UK tech companies have continued to raise near record levels of investment, more than France and Germany combined. The sector employs 3 million people across the UK and continues to thrive. So it's absolutely right that ministers take seriously the concerns of these major employers. However, I think we can look to Ireland as a good example of a successful tech hub where investment has not stopped as a result of strong accountability laws. The Irish Online Safety and Media Regulation Act, passed in 2022, carries a similar criminal responsibility to the one proposed in New Clause 2. Yet Ireland remains a successful tech hub in the European Union.
Am I right on the very good word?
Of course.
I'm grateful to my Reverend friend. She's dispelling all these scare stories, quite rightly, which we've heard. One of the briefs we had warned that if this new Clause 2 were to go through, it portends the use of upload filters where the system sweeps in and removes content before it has been posted. Well, that will be a good thing, wouldn't it? Because we need these social media companies to be investing in more moderators, to be more aware of the harmful stuff before it goes online and starts to do the damage, to actually lead to more investment, but in the right part of the employees of these social media companies, where Facebook, Meta as it now is, made $39 billion profit in 2021. It's not short of money to do that, are they?
Well, I think my honourable friend makes a very good point, and of course, as I've said, the reality is that those tech managers waking up trying to meet business targets will now look at meeting them in a way that also protects children, and that is a good thing. Madam Deputy Speaker, I think we will look back on this period since the real rise of social media, and we will simply not be able to believe what millions of children have been subjected to every single day. As the government's special advisor on early years, it seems to me that all the work we're doing to give every baby the best start for life will be in vain if we then subject them during their vulnerable childhood years to the daily onslaught of appalling vitriol, violence, abuse and sordid pornography that is happening right now. It's little wonder that the mental health of young people is so poor. So it's my hope that this bill will truly support our attempts to build back better after the COVID lockdown. The government's clear commitment to families and children, and the Prime Minister's own personal commitment to the vision for the best start for life is apparent for all to see, and keeping children safe online will make a radical improvement to all their lives. Thank you.